This is chess. This is one of the most finite things ever invented by mankind. What do I mean by that? Well, if I'm playing as white over here, at the start of the game, there are 20 different moves I can do. Now, if I know about chess, I know that they're not equal. There's a lot of those moves that I just don't want to do because they're not very effective. So this is King's Pawn, very traditional, very effective. This is Queen's Pawn. This is English opening. This is Bird's opening, not very popular. And then beyond that, most of them are pretty unpopular. This is Retty's opening. Now, that's just white side, so there's 20 moves I can do. So let's say I do King's Pawn. Now, on black side, there are 20 moves I can do, but because white's done something, instantly that filters down what are effective counter moves. So there's a whole bunch of moves, again, I wouldn't do. I might respond with my own King's Pawn. Then I get back to white, and now we're into what's called a line. So this is a King's opening game, and there's different ways that can go, but it's quite limited. And so as the game evolves, there's only a few moves that are a good idea at any given point. And as a chess player, on the one hand, you memorize concepts that are important, but when you get to an advanced level, you memorize lines, you memorize entire sequences of moves. So if I was to play on and go, say, there, to there, to there, all of this is a sequence that people would know. And if someone came and stared at the board right now, how it is, they would understand the sequence of moves that had led to this point. There's a few variations, but it's taking place within a very finite sphere. Chess is totally knowable. It's why supercomputers are good at it, because all you do is teach it all the different lines, and it can follow the sequence of the game, and it knows, okay, my opponent did this, the best move is this. My opponent did this, best move is this. If this is like the entire world of chess, all of this is knowable. Music isn't like that. Now, I've got some bad news, and I've got some good news. The bad news is that even if you're quite a talented musician, you suck at most of it. And the good news is that if you're a talented musician, you still suck at most of it. So how can this be bad news and good news? Well, the bad news is that we like to be expert, we like to be good at things, we like to feel like we've mastered things. And if I was to take the whole great sphere of musical knowledge that exists in the world, I could say, I'm good at this tiny, 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 tiny little piece of it. That's it. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, I'm good at this. I'm pretty good at this. I'm okay-ish at this, but I'm quite out of practice. I'm so-so at this. I can have a go at this. Why are we so embarrassed about singing? Future episode, perhaps? Now, outside of practical music making, obviously there's lots of different aspects of music making that are kind of more intellectual and academic. Now, I have something called a PhD in music. That means I got a bachelor's degree, then I got a master's degree, then I got a PhD. It's the highest degree that you can get in music. Does that mean I'm amazing at everything? No, not at all. Not at all. And so, you know, what can I do on that side of things? Well, I have a good knowledge of Western music theory, so I can harmonize a Bach chorale pretty quickly. I can analyze a piece of music anywhere from sort of, say, the 1500s through to the present day. I can read a jazz chart. I can arrange things for all kinds of different things, from bands to orchestras. I can teach music from acoustics through to the principles of physics involved in music, through recording, to music theory, to history. I can do a lot of different things in music, but that still means that the vast majority of the music there is in the world is totally alien to me. So this was really brought home to me when I was doing my bachelor's degree, and I studied with a guy named John Bergamo. And John Bergamo gave us a piece of music called The Black Page by Frank Zappa. And we got the score, and he gave it to us, and he said, if this was a rhythm class, and he said, if any of you can clap 2 bars of this correctly, you never have to come again, I'll just give you an A. Nobody could. And it was at that point that I realized just how beyond me a lot of musical concepts were. I still couldn't clap you 2 bars of The Black Page. It's a monstrously, famously difficult piece of music. Now, even saying that, that's really still within the realm of Western music. There's other kinds of music about which I know really nothing. So there's all kinds of music that use totally different tuning systems. So in Indonesia, Javanese and Balinese gamelan use different tuning systems. In India, they use different tuning systems. In the Middle East, they use a different tuning system. In Africa, they use different tuning systems. In Southern Europe, they use different tuning systems. Historically, different places did things very differently. Even here in England, they used to do things really differently. I know something about that, but I don't know it very well. And so, for instance, if I was to sit down and try to write down a melody that was played in a Byzantine style, that'd be a total nightmare for me, because my kind of roadmap of, oh, is that C or is that C sharp? Those notes don't exist in the same way, so I would be lost. If I was to go to different parts of the world with different musical traditions, again, I might have some sense of what's going on, but it's like I'm translating into a language I know rather than using the native language of that music. And music exists in so many different ways, in so many different places, and in so many different time periods. And so, for me, it's that reminder of the vastness of music, which can make me feel really small, can make me feel like, well, I'm okay at some stuff, but actually there's so much I don't know. And that's kind of the bad news part, is if you're someone who wants to feel mastery, if you want to feel like you really have ownership of this thing, music's not great. On the other hand, if you like that sense of wonder, of there is always more to learn, then music's amazing. A thing that I have done periodically through my career is I'll just start doing something that I just suck at, just to remind myself of that sense of just setting out into a journey. So it might be learning a new instrument or trying to learn about a new style. And it's interesting because I'll often share that with my students in a kind of a, I'm really rubbish at this. So I learned the mandolin not very long ago, really badly. And I'd sit there in front of my students and show them me being really bad at doing this thing. And I think that's a really useful thing, because that's a way of illustrating I don't know what I'm doing. And even though I might be confident over here, there's this other bit where I'm actually completely out of my depth. And that's a really wonderful thing in music, is there's always a place to be out of your depth. There's always more to learn. You can spend literally your entire lifetime focused on not even very many aspects of music and never, ever genuinely conquer them. And I think that's really encouraging. What I would recommend to you, find something to suck at. Find something that is brand new to you, that is going to open doors that you didn't even know existed, that's going to get you asking questions that you would have never thought to ask. Because I think as a musician, that's really the best way to grow. That's a thought that wakes me up in the morning with a smile on my face, knowing how much more there is in this amazing, amazing, vast universe of music that we have created.